competing for a top spot in the upcoming NBA draft. This is Kevin Harlan alongside my friend Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg.
And Kevin, you know, this is a game I always look forward to. I mean, there's excitement and anticipation. There's such a great concentration of young talent. This really begins the process for these young men of kind of measuring themselves against the best players in the world. So I'm looking forward to it.
And keep in mind, guys, you know, scouts and GMs have watched these players all season long. So this game is very important, but it's really just one more piece of the puzzle.
The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Noel?
You look at Noel, guys, he's an athletic, bouncy, 6'11" big man with a 7'4" wingspan. It's no wonder he's been a dynamic shot blocker before he arrived in the NBA, and now it's just a matter of getting bigger and stronger.
You know, I love the fact that he's always turned up. His motor is excellent. Now, he's got to recover from that ACL injury, but I tell you what, when I saw him as a shot blocker, a guy who runs the floor, rebounds both backboards, and is a pretty good passer right now, and I think will smooth out and expand his offensive game. Keep an eye on his development. He could be a very impactful player.
Well, guys, how about the anticipation for this year's rookie showcase? I mean, you look in the stands, the celebrities, the stars, they're everywhere. You got press, scouts, GMs, and then you add in the players and the fans. I mean, the buildup and the excitement for this exact game, where so much is riding on the performance of these young and talented players. I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Me too, Steve. You can really feel the buzz in the air. I mean, people have been talking about the players and what's to come of the upcoming draft, and there's an awful lot to be excited about this time of year.
And, you know, when you look back to last year, guys, we got to see Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal. And you're talking about some elite talent that entered the NBA for the 2012-13 season in last year's showcase.
You're talking about guys that really entered the league with a bang. I mean, you got to add in Jared Sullinger to the list because he was productive, but also he and I share the same college matriculation, the Ohio State University. And what a great rookie year we saw from Dion Waiters. And playing in front of all these scouts, there's some pressure to that.
But for most of these players, they're accustomed to the spotlight. I mean, they've been doing this for much of their young lives.
That shot is off.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
Here's the Magician. Defended by Carter Williams. Tipped away. And out of bounds as the Stars gain possession. And the Stars on offense. Dishes it to McLemore. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Bennett. He's against Zeller. The jump hook. Shot denied. Out of bounds. The Elites take possession.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
Here's the Magician. Leads him in there. And the dunk by Zeller. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Len, defended by Noel. Turnaround Jade. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
And, you know, when you talk about this showcase game, the question is always, how much should GMs weigh this single game versus the player's entire body of work?
And I've sat in that chair, Clark, and I think the entire body of work is important. You can't, as a scout or GM, you can't let one game really determine your opinion of a player.
Oh, get it! Uh-oh, left out now. Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented, for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
It was a great dunk and also a great game we've got here.
Oladipo, the pass to the Magician. Clock at 6. It's stolen by Carter Williams. And now Carter Williams pushing it up. No one had to stop him.
And the defense just lets him go there.
And once he hit the open floor, there was no looking back. Straight to the rack.
Here's the Magician, defended by Carter Williams. Porter passes to the Magician. He kicks it to Noel. Off the left rim and out.
He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there. Very surprising to see Nerlens Noel here at the pre-draft showcase. Of course, he tore his ACL back in February, underwent surgery shortly thereafter. Normally, there's at least a 6-month turnaround, but here he is.
And the Stars leading by 4. Carter Williams kicks to McLemore. Feeds to Carter Williams. And it's blocked. They get it back.
He's 7'1". Excellent shot blocker. Has a lot of potential as well offensively. It's just a matter of gaining experience and rounding out his game. But there's a lot to like about this young guy.
Yeah, one of the things to like is his mobility. And the fact that he's got gymnastics in his background. How about that? You won't find many basketball players that are north of 7 feet tall that at one time were gymnastically inclined. So he can cover ground, and I think that makes him even more of a factor defensively early on in his career.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul him, and free throws are better than a layup.
And he can't get the first one. You talk about Nerlens Noel, about how the talent pipeline out of Kentucky has continued to filter these great players into the NBA. A top pick for the Wildcats, and still, this is actually a pretty lean year.
Yeah, just 2 potential picks in Noel and Goodwin. How about back in 2012, though? 6 players drafted out of Kentucky. Back in 2010, 5 of them.
Carter Williams dishes to Lamb, and it's sent back by Olynyk. Muhammad, the pass to Carter Williams. With the floater, that's good. Carter Williams has got 6.
Well, you've got to like the way he's been playing.
Well, that's right, Clark. Competing at both ends of the floor, and he's showing the scouts what he can do.
You know what? I've got to admit it. I mean, I've been pleasantly surprised with how well this kid's been playing.
Well, not a guy penciled in among those top picks in the draft, but he's certainly been right at the top of his form in this game.
And McLemore kicks to Carter Williams.
You look around the gym, a lot of movers and shakers in attendance.
Yeah, you sure are. And if you want to be seen by an NBA front office, this is the place to be. It's just one game, and you've got their full attention.
And the ball ends up out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. And some changes here for the Elites. Gobert.
And by the way, guys, I love the fact that this game is being held right here in New York. Talk about being the center of the media universe.
Well, Steve, I even saw some cameras flashing before the game taking pictures of you, my friend. You've reached celebrity rock star status even in your understated way, man. Unbelievable. And really, New York is the mecca for all things big. We know that. And the way the NBA has grown in popularity over the last few years and decades, no shortage of opportunities to get to learn about the league and what all of the teams are doing to try to up their chances for success in the upcoming season.
The Magician, he's in at the point. Noel is out there with Cody Zeller. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Porter in at the small forward. That's the group in the game right now for the Elites. Now here's Carter Williams. He started closer. Takes it from 10. Cannot hit. Now the Elites take it the other way. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. The Magician passes to Oladipo. He feeds it to Porter. The pass to Oladipo. From about 16, they get it back. And Zeller kicks to Porter. Passes it to the Magician. And it's all evened up. The Magician's got 9.
Good vision he's showing. When the defense collapses, he's making the right decision.
Well, that awareness and understanding, that's something scouts and GMs love to see. Bennett
setting the pick for Carter Williams. and Muhammad.